Vanessa, can you please stop acting weird around Lauren? She was literally just helping.
Helping. She walked into our bedroom like she lived here, Derek.
Oh my God, babe, not everything is a conspiracy. You're pregnant, emotional, and overthinking again.
And that was how the entire disaster truly began. Not with screaming, not with lipstick stains or suspicious late-night text messages, but with tiny moments most people ignore because the truth feels too painful to confront. Welcome to Breakup Diaries, where love ends, secrets surface, and the people you trust the most sometimes hurt you the deepest. If emotional betrayal stories, cheating confessions, messy breakups, and revenge-filled endings are your thing, subscribe now, because this story only gets worse from here. Looking back later, Vanessa Carter would realize the signs had been everywhere. But love has a dangerous way of protecting relationships before it protects people. And Derek understood that perfectly. That Saturday was supposed to be one of the happiest days of Vanessa's life. 7 months pregnant, family flying in from different states. Pink and gold decorations covered the house while vanilla candles burned beside trays of catered food. Everything looked perfect, which made the humiliation waiting inside that house even crueler. At first, Lauren Mitchell seemed harmless. Just another coworker Derek invited to the baby shower. But the problem wasn't that Lauren attended. The problem was how comfortable she acted the second she walked inside. Not guest comfortable. Familiar comfortable. You still keeping the sparkling water in the second fridge. That was the first thing Lauren asked Derek after arriving. And maybe that sounded small. But Vanessa froze instantly, because most guests didn't even know there was a second refrigerator in the garage. Derek laughed casually. Yeah, unless Vanessa reorganized everything again. Lauren smirked. She probably did. Probably. That single word sat strangely in Vanessa's chest, because it sounded less like a guess and more like experience. Like this was Lauren's first time inside the house. Vanessa forced herself to smile because people were everywhere. Her mother arranged gifts near the dining table while her cousin Brianna recorded TikToks beside the balloon wall. Nobody reacted. So Vanessa convinced herself not to react either. That became her first mistake. Ignoring instinct. Pregnancy already made emotions difficult enough. Every concern became hormones. Every uncomfortable feeling became stress. And Derek used that constantly. If Vanessa looked upset, "You're overwhelmed." If she questioned something, "You're reading too much into it." If she got emotional, "Pregnancy hormones are kicking your butt." Eventually, people start gaslighting themselves for the person they love. The shower continued normally on the surface. Guests laughed near the dessert table while somebody's toddler cried over a stolen juice pouch. But underneath the noise, something felt wrong. Then came the moment Vanessa couldn't ignore. She noticed Lauren disappear down the hallway toward the bedrooms. At first, Vanessa assumed she was lost. But Lauren didn't hesitate. She walked confidently, directly, like somebody who already knew where everything was. A few moments later, Lauren returned holding extra tissue boxes from the linen closet. The linen closet inside Vanessa's hallway. The one even close relatives needed directions to find. Lauren smiled casually. "Oh, sorry, I couldn't find tissues in the guest bathroom." Vanessa nodded slowly. But inside, something shifted. Because that was the exact moment Vanessa realized Lauren wasn't acting like a guest. She was acting familiar. Vanessa tried convincing herself she was being dramatic. That's the dangerous thing about loving someone who lies calmly. They make you feel guilty for noticing things. The shower kept moving like normal. Music floated softly through the house while women laughed near the mimosa station. Someone's child kept running sticky fingers across the gift table while relatives complained about parking outside. Regular family chaos. But underneath all of it, the atmosphere felt wrong. Vanessa noticed Derek's mother watching Lauren constantly. Not warmly. Nervously. Like she was waiting for something terrible to happen. Then there was Brianna. Normally, Brianna recorded everything for social media. But after Lauren arrived, she suddenly stopped filming and stayed glued to her phone. That bothered Vanessa more than anything. She eventually walked over to Derek while he fixed drinks near the kitchen island. You seriously never told me Lauren was this close with everybody at work. Derek barely looked up. Vanessa, please don't start. Start what? That sentence irritated her instantly. Before she could answer, Lauren walked over holding one of the baby gifts. Oh my God, she laughed. This matches the nursery wallpaper perfectly. Vanessa felt her stomach tighten. Because Vanessa never posted nursery photos online. Only close family had seen the room. She looked directly at Derek. For the first time all afternoon, even he hesitated. Lauren noticed immediately. I mean, Derek showed us pictures at work. Us. That single word sat heavily inside Vanessa's chest. Derek forced a laugh. See, nothing weird. Nothing weird. Meanwhile, Ashley nearly choked on her drink behind him. That moment stayed with Vanessa because Ashley suddenly refused to make eye contact afterward. And slowly, something horrifying started becoming clear. People weren't uncomfortable because Vanessa imagined tension. People were uncomfortable because they knew something she didn't. That realization followed her around the room afterward. The fake smiles. The awkward silences. The way conversations suddenly stopped whenever she walked near Derek and Lauren. Even Nicole, Vanessa's closest friend, hugged her differently. Longer. Sadder. Like somebody already grieving a relationship Vanessa was still desperately trying to protect. And somehow, inside that crowded baby shower filled with family and decorations and forced laughter, Vanessa had never felt more alone. About an hour later, the gift opening started. By then, Vanessa's feet hurt, her back ached, and exhaustion sat heavily across her face. But she kept smiling for pictures. That's what people do when their lives start falling apart publicly. Lauren sat beside Vanessa on the couch, helping organize gifts, while Derek stood nearby pretending everything was still normal. And honestly, that was one of the strangest parts. Lauren looked more relaxed at Vanessa's baby shower than Vanessa did. Guests handed over gift bags one after another. Tiny baby shoes, blankets, diapers, gift cards. Then Lauren reached for a cream-colored gift bag. This one's really thoughtful, she said softly while handing it over. Vanessa smiled politely and opened it while everybody watched. Inside sat a folded baby blanket. Then an envelope slipped out. At first, Vanessa assumed it was another gift card. She opened it anyway. Worst mistake of her life. The handwritten note inside said, "Can't wait until we don't have to hide anymore." Zell. Vanessa stopped breathing for a second. The entire room went silent. Not confused silent. Caught silent. Vanessa slowly looked around the room. Nicole looked horrified. Ashley stared directly at the floor. Vanessa's mother froze beside the fireplace. Nobody looked surprised. And that realization shattered something inside her. Not even the note itself. The fact that everybody already knew. Vanessa looked directly at Derek. His face lost all color instantly. "Baby," he whispered quickly, "not here. Not here." Like the problem wasn't cheating. The problem was embarrassment. Lauren crossed her arms and looked irritated more than guilty. Then she said the sentence that completely destroyed whatever hope remained. "He told me he was going to leave after the baby was born." Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Outside, children still laughed near the bounce house, while Vanessa's marriage collapsed in the middle of the living room. And just like that, her baby shower became the most humiliating day of her life. Everything after that felt blurry. Guests suddenly started pretending they needed drinks or bathroom breaks just to escape the tension filling the room. Vanessa's aunt quietly turned the music off while whispered conversations spread through the house. Meanwhile, outside, children kept playing. Life somehow kept moving, while Vanessa's entire world collapsed. Derek immediately pulled Vanessa aside. "Vanessa, calm down. Calm down." Those words instantly made everything worse. Lauren stood nearby, looking emotionally exhausted. Not ashamed. Not nervous. Just tired of being hidden. "You told me you already talked to her," Lauren snapped at Derek. That sentence hit harder than the note. Because suddenly, this wasn't random cheating anymore. This was a planned future. Derek rubbed his forehead. Lauren stopped talking. Then Ashley quietly muttered under her breath, "I told you this was gonna happen eventually." Eventually. Vanessa slowly turned toward her. The room became painfully silent again. "You knew?" Vanessa asked quietly. Ashley immediately looked guilty. "It wasn't my business." And honestly, that hurt worse than the affair. People had watched Vanessa decorate nurseries, post smiling pictures online, and carry Derek's child while fully aware she was being lied to. Then Lauren made it even worse. "He said you guys barely even acted married anymore." Vanessa physically felt sick. Derek tried stepping closer. "She's twisting things." But Lauren kept going. "He said the pregnancy changed everything. Said Vanessa was always emotional and distant." Vanessa's mother quietly started crying behind her. And still Derek focused more on controlling the room than telling the truth. That's when Vanessa finally understood something terrifying about him. Derek wasn't sorry for cheating. He was angry he got exposed before he could leave on his own terms. And honestly, that realization changed her permanently. Vanessa thought the worst part was already over. It was. The cheating hurt. But the humiliation, that settled inside her chest like poison. Lauren looked at Vanessa differently after the secret came out. Not guilty. Not ashamed. Almost confident. Like she'd won something. Then Lauren started mentioning things no outsider should have known. "She said you were emotional after the miscarriage, but honestly I understood why." Vanessa froze instantly. The miscarriage. Only close family knew about that. Slowly, Vanessa turned toward Derek. He couldn't even look at her. That pain nearly broke her because miscarriages change women quietly. The grief stays hidden for years, and hearing another woman casually discuss that pain at a baby shower felt disgusting. Lauren kept talking. He said intimacy became complicated after that. Vanessa's stomach turned. Suddenly, she felt exposed in front of everybody. Like private pieces of her marriage had become entertainment behind her back. Derek finally snapped. Lauren, enough. But it was already too late. Everybody in that room knew too much. Then Derek tried grabbing Vanessa's hand. Vanessa, you're taking this the wrong way. Wrong way. That sentence changed something inside her instantly. Because cheating was one thing. Public humiliation while blaming her for it. That was unforgivable. Vanessa slowly pulled her hand away and stood up. The room went completely still. No music. No conversation. Just people waiting to see whether the pregnant woman would break down publicly. Instead, Vanessa grabbed the microphone near the gift table. For the first time all afternoon, Derek actually looked afraid. And honestly, that gave Vanessa strength. She looked directly at Lauren, then at Derek, and calmly said, "You didn't steal my husband." The room stayed silent. You took over a job opening. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. And for the first time that entire day, Derek looked embarrassed instead of Vanessa. After Vanessa said it, nobody defended Derek anymore. That was the interesting part. Once the truth finally became public, all the pretending stopped. Vanessa's father arrived late from work right in the middle of the silence. He walked into a room full of uncomfortable faces, looked at Vanessa crying beside the gift table, then looked directly at Derek. And somehow, he understood immediately. "What happened?" he asked quietly. Nobody answered. Vanessa's father stared at Derek for several long seconds before finally speaking again. "You embarrassed my daughter in front of everybody." Derek tried explaining. "It's complicated." "No," her father replied calmly. "Cheating is complicated. Humiliating your pregnant wife publicly is cruelty." The room became painfully quiet afterward. And for the first time since Vanessa met him, Derek looked small. Not calm. Not confident. Just small. Vanessa eventually walked over to the baby shower cake. The topper read, "Baby Carter." She stared at it for a few seconds before quietly removing the small husband figurine attached beside the mother. Then she placed it on the table. That tiny moment felt symbolic somehow, like she was finally separating herself from the lie. Nicole grabbed Vanessa's purse while her mother helped her toward the door. Nobody stopped her. Not even Derek. 3 months later, Vanessa gave birth peacefully to a healthy baby girl. And no, Derek and Lauren didn't last. Apparently, once secrecy disappeared, reality became too heavy for them. Funny how that works. People always ask whether Vanessa regretted finding out publicly. Honestly, no, because humiliation fades. But wasting years loving somebody who secretly stopped loving you, that kind of pain lasts forever. And looking back now, Lauren didn't steal Vanessa's future. She exposed the man already destroying it behind her back. What hurts more, the cheating itself, or realizing everybody around you knew and stayed silent while you kept loving that person publicly? And honestly, if you were Vanessa, would you have exposed Derek in front of everyone too, or handled it privately? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this story right here, it's going to divide people badly. And if emotional betrayal stories, cheating confessions, messy breakups, revenge moments, and relationship drama that feels painfully real are your thing, subscribe to Breakup Diaries and turn on notifications. See you on the next one.